Since he was 15, Mario Lemieux has logged 11,000 practice miles, signed 13,000 autographs, delivered 7,000 body checks, faced the Russians 12 times, scored over 600 goals, and won more than 20 trophies. But he's always used one aftershave.
Cool, refreshing Aqua Velva.
There's something about an Aqua Velva man.
Hey guys. Wanna buy what?
Smooth Molson Golden and the life at Riley's.
Guys, want to help me out?
Play underway in the third period, and we have a face-off coming up in the Pittsburgh zone. The penalty to Brent Gilchrist has just ended, and the Canadians hang on to their 1-0 lead here in Pittsburgh. The only scoring play of the game at the 52nd mark of the second period. A Canadians power play. Shane Corson scoring from Peter Svoboda and Stéphane Lebeau. And that has stood up. Patrick Roy has stopped all 26 Pittsburgh shots. The Canadians have now had 23 on the Pittsburgh net, guarded right now by Wendell Young, who took over early in the first period from the injured Tom Barrasso. So that sets the stage, and we have the face-off now in the Pittsburgh zone to the right of Young. Players battle. Penguins bring it out. Johnson. Stopped up in the center ice area, and Richer comes back with Lebeau. Lebeau on the left side. Stick handling, moving in. That's a shot go. Richer was tied up in front. Ludwig failed to keep it in at the blue line. And for the Penguins, here comes Randy Gillen, but he's stopped up by Svoboda. The Penguins follow up, however. The puck bounces from the backboards, and Richer takes over for Montreal. Stéphane Richer playing well. Corson a shot, grabbed by Young, and he hangs on. John, just a final thought to the Wayne Gretzky business. Does he write a script, or does he write a script? Tomorrow night in Edmonton, his statue's outside the Northlands Coliseum. He's inside, trying to become hockey's all-time top scorer. Gordie Howe's there watching it. I mean, what a night that's going to be. What an emotional night if he sets the record.
I wonder if the schedule makers consciously sat down and figured out, oh, okay, 3 points a game. Here we go. We'll schedule this one in Edmonton. Here's a shot, and Wendell Young makes sure gets it in the end of his webbing and hangs on. Good job by Young.
And tell me that Gordie Howe is not coming back for one game somewhere, sometime.
Maybe he'll bring me back. I played with him in his last game in Hartford. Maybe he'll want me to come back for one.
Penguins trying to get underway here in their own zone. Zalapsky intercepted by Naslund, and he's checked by Stevens. Stevens moves in. Svoboda knocks the puck away. Svoboda in deep in the zone. Quinn is behind the net, sends it back out. Nobody there for Pittsburgh. And Gilbert Delorme has to chase all the way back into his own zone. The much-traveled Gilbert Delorme. He's been a Canadian, a Nordique, a Blue, a Red Wing, and now a Penguin. Stevens around behind the net. A centering pass deflects to Chorsky, ahead to Naslund. Naslund out of the zone. Being checked in the center ice area. His pass goes off Chorsky into the Pittsburgh end of the rink, and the Canadians are making changes. Bobby Smith on for Montreal. Puck played ahead. This is Quinn at center ice. He's stopped up. Delorme takes over inside his own line. Across to Zalapsky. Delorme. Brown ahead to Zalapsky at the Canadians' line. Stopped up by Martin Desjardins. Here is Keane. Ahead. Jocelyn Lemieux knocked down. Hillier is there for Pittsburgh, but they clear the puck up to 66. Cross to 44, Rob Brown. Brown against Lume. Lemieux follows in. He's hooked on the play. We get another penalty call here against Montreal. Mike Keane's going to be gone for 2, and the Canadians give the Penguins another power play opportunity. Tonight's game is coming to you from Pittsburgh.
Performance. For some people, it's more than a passion. It's a way of life. Well, for all those people for whom performance really counts, there's Speed Stick Plus antiperspirant. It's the wide stick, glides on fast and dry. For all-day protection against wetness and odor. Performance. Get it with Speed Stick Plus antiperspirant and Speed Stick deodorant. Wide stick performance.
By Menon.
Mike Keane, a hook at 3:07. He gets the hook, and the Penguins get another power play.
on Mario Lemieux. Keane gets his stick caught up in Mario's arm right there as Lemieux tried to reach around and put both hands on his stick. That's the first thing I'd say Lemieux has done tonight was draw a penalty. And his team needs him to come through here in the third period.
Well, he feeds the puck back at the point to Coffey, to Lemieux. At the point for Bourque, and a shot deflected by Stevens, but it was wide on the short side. Coffey to Phil Bourque. Behind the net for Brown. Checked away by Chelios to Walter, and Walter backhands the puck down the ice.
Again, the Canadians doing a good job making sure that Lemieux's not the quarterback on the power play.
Stevens with it to the line, to Lemieux on the left side. Coffey, a shot, blocked. Stevens tried to feed Lemieux, couldn't do it. Chelios ahead for Gilchrist. And the Canadians cruise into the center ice area, killing some time. Gilchrist a long shot. And the Penguins now regroup in their own zone with Coffey. Coffey to Stevens. A minute left in the power play time. Brown on the right side. Rob Brown. Bourque to Coffey. Into Brown. A shot. Out the other side. Lemieux plays it behind the net. Ludwig drills it off the glass. Phil Bourque tried to keep it in. Couldn't do it. And Gilchrist clearing shot hit the linesman. Penguins got a break right there. Coffey at center ice with 35 seconds left in the penalty time. Desjardins runs into Bourque. Here comes Coffey. Drops it off for Brown. Brown in front to Lemieux. Out in front. They score!
The power play that set a record number with 119 goals last year. Lemieux, everybody thinks Lemieux's going to shoot. He gives it back to Dan Quinn, and Quinn has the empty net. Coffey to Brown to Lemieux to Quinn. Now watch Lemieux. Everybody thinks he's going to shoot. There's three Canadians, including Patrick Waugh, over on Lemieux, and Dan Quinn has the empty net.
So Brown in on the play as well. 4:41 the time, and the Canadians killing two straight penalties. Couldn't kill the second one all the way. And the penalty to Mike Keane cost them a goal, and we've got a tie game. John, that was, I don't know, maybe the first time that Patrick Waugh seemed to be down and out of position in the hockey game tonight. But, as you say, anticipated with Lemieux. So it's a 1-1 tie in Pittsburgh. Canadians went into overtime last night in New Jersey. Here's Bobby Smith. Shoots the puck into the zone. Takes a hit in the neutral part of the ice at the same time. At center ice, the puck now. Smith plays it back. The fave to Naslund, who turns. Now Svoboda. Up on the left side, deep into the zone for the Canadians defenseman. A centering pass. Chorsky was turned around. Naslund's back playing as a defenseman. Gillen down that right side. Works against Naslund. A backhand goes into the corner. Lefebvre plays it out to the center ice zone. And the Penguins, a goal like that gives a team a life, I'll tell you. Gives the crowd a life, gets the crowd into the hockey game. It's just more important that the team gets into the hockey game, John.
They were booing their power play, and it was a power play goal, and the fans are involved now.
Coffey stopped at the blue line. Portnoy hands it to Lemieux. Mario Lemieux in front of the net. Tries for a setup. Brown was knocked down by Chelios on a giveaway there. The Penguins had a chance. The Canadians are called for icing. 6 minutes and 8 seconds gone. Third period, we're now in a 1-1 tie.
You don't go to a Japanese restaurant when you're hungry for pizza. You don't go to a lamp store when you're looking for new pants. You always go to the experts. That's why you always take your GM car only to your GM dealers for factory-trained technicians and quality GM parts. GM Parts, the expert choice. Why would you go anywhere else?
Mario's record now this year, no goals and 7 assists. I found out one thing in the second intermission, John. His backyard looks a little different than my backyard. I don't know about you, but mine.
His cars look a little different than my cars.
Face-off in the Canadian zone. Puck is bounced high, center ice. Courtnall, his shot deflects. Young got caught there, and perhaps was fortunate it wasn't on the net. Lemieux, pass on the left side. Bob Airy is after it, bumped by Chelios. Now they get a bit physical deep in the Canadian zone, but the Canadians break out. The 2 Penguins caught on the rush. Gilchrist a shot, low bridge, look out in the seats, as that one went off a stick. And up into the crowd. Speaking of crowds, we talked about the sellouts here this year. I understand that when you're in your playing career, you had a night in here when there were so many people to see you play, they turned them away. We can't get to that story, folks. We have some business to do. But John has a great tale to tell, and we'll hear it when we come back.
For every man who wears Brute, there's a woman who loves what he smells like. Because there's something about Brute that's nice to be close to. And nobody knows that better than a woman. Brute. It smells like a man.
Hello? Honey, I was just thinking about you.
Brute. It smells like a man.
Play just underway with Svoboda coming into the Pittsburgh zone. Passes it to Richer. He centered it, but LeBeau had been taken out by Quinn. Quinn on the far side beats LeBeau on the play and clears the puck down off the boards into the Canadian zone where Svoboda takes a wrap from behind after getting rid of the puck. He was hit hard by Stevens, and the play goes right on. Richer, fan on a pass. LeBeau picks it up in the center ice zone, and he's stripped of the puck by Stevens. Left wing pass to Quinn. Too far, Lume overskates it, picks it up again. Then players jam in the Canadian zone, and right now the Canadians not handling the puck too well. And the play is back in their end of the rink. Here's DeLorme hustling after it on the far side. Plays it around behind, and Quinn couldn't hang on to it. They jam along the boards, Canadian zone. 7.5 gone. Third period, a 1-1 tie. And finally, we get the whistle stopping the play. And finally, John Garrett can tell his story about the big crowd that saw him play in Pittsburgh.
Andrew McBain rubbing it up a little bit. We were playing in Pittsburgh early in the season, much like this evening, except there wasn't 16,000 people there. We were going head-to-head with the World Series, the Hartford Whalers and the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Were the Pirates in the World Series?
No, they weren't. That didn't matter then. We drew about 3,500 people. And
it was like a practice.
It was like a practice. You could hear the players hollering at each other. There wasn't a whole lot of intensity. It ended up in a 3-3 tie, and I think everybody was happy.
Well, there's Pat Burns, our first look at the Canadians' kindly young coach, who was, in his rookie year last year, voted Coach of the Year by the august group known as the NHL Broadcasters Association. His opposite number tonight, 51-year-old Gene Ubriaco, also in his second season of coaching in the NHL. And he coached the Penguins to the playoffs last year, the first time they managed that in 6 years.
Pat Burns, who would have thought when they were 4-7-1 in October that he would get Coach of the Year?
Whoa! Mario Lemieux won a face-off to Bob Airy, and Patrick Roy was in the right place at the right time for that blast. Huh. Well, it's stopwatch time again for us. And through the first 2 periods, there you see Chelios, the Canadians team captain tonight, 19 minutes and 29 seconds. Lemieux, 18:47 through the first 40 minutes on the clock here in Pittsburgh. Off the drop, Penguins control again. This time it's Coffey with a shot, and Patrick Roy with the glove grab as he acted very quickly. And we continue to get good goaltending at both ends of the rink.
That's an unbelievable save. That was tipped by Bob Airy in front of Watt. He's saying, look what I got. It's a case of being in the right spot. There's a shot from Coffey. It's tipped. And Patrick Roy right in the mitt. Thank you. There's young goaltenders. Keep that glove open and facing the shooter. That one goes right in.
Well, the fans now, there's a good shot of the sellout crowd here tonight of 16,015. This is where the All-Star game will be played on January 21st, Sunday afternoon. We are in new broadcast quarters, same area, reconstructed quarters. That partly was done because of the All-Star game. Coffey at the line. The shot deflects. Lemieux goes behind the net. He's checked by Chelios. Gilchrist on the far side feeds Walter to Courtnall on the right wing, and Courtnall rolls the puck into the Pittsburgh zone. 8 minutes gone. Third period. Coffey, a long shot. Lefebvre takes over behind his own net. Walter, far side, ahead for Gilchrist. Walter follows up, but he knows the play's offside, and the whistle goes. 11:41 remaining in regulation time. I guess we can start using that phrase now with the game tied 1-1. Next week at Hockey Night in Canada, the Devils are in Montreal, the Capitals in Toronto, the Bruins in Calgary. All on Hockey Night in Canada. Check your local listings for time and station and all of that, etc., etc. At center ice, puck is cleared back into the Pittsburgh zone. Zalapski takes over. That's some wide open hockey, John. I don't know about now with the tie on the board with the goal by the Penguins in this period. Lume to Chorsky. Chorsky stopped at the line, and Desjardins plays it back to Jyrki Lume. Lume from the center ice zone dumps it in, and there's a hit on Chorsky, and we got an interference call here. The Canadians are going to get a power play opportunity at the 9-minute mark. Chorsky was flattened. He had not touched the puck, and Phil Bourque, who's Ray Bourque's brother. No, I don't jump to conclusions. He has a brother called Raymond.
Oh, there's a hit by Bourque. And you see he was anticipating the play. There he is, and a definite interference call. Chorsky reached for the puck. He never controlled it, never even touched it. And he was hit by Phil Bourque, just flattened. An interference call against Phil Bourque.
So every once in a while, we like to use the old cliche, John, when a rookie gets hit like that. Well, that's a welcome to the big leagues, kid. And Bourque did the welcoming. So the Canadians in this 1-1 tie now get a power play chance. Both goals tonight have come on power plays. Corson for Montreal in the second period, and Quinn for the Penguins here in the third period. And it's Bourque off for interference at 9 minutes. Face off, Pittsburgh zone. Chelios has it. Winds up, fakes. Svoboda now on the left side, back to Chelios. Shot comes in, Young with the save as he sprawled, and there he clears it down the ice. Wendell Young in his checkered career has only played once against the Canadians. The last 2 periods of the last game here last season. 40 minutes, but he's in there tonight after Barrasso left in the 6th minute with an injured thumb. Richer. Chelios at the line. Shot goes wide. Svoboda comes in. Puck hits the referee. Chelios, does he keep it in at the blue line? Yes. Shoots it right back behind the net. Svoboda. LeBeau, and back to Svoboda again. Stéphane LeBeau. In front to Richer. A shot. Oh, what a stop by Young off Richer. Tremendous save by the Pittsburgh goaltender. We have seen some dandy stops here tonight. Richer being worked over by Kite. In front for Corson, and a save again by Young. Well, John, if the Canadians are going to pick a guy to be in front of the net like that, how about Richer? And Young took it away from him. There's Bobby Smith as Montreal makes changes. Smith to Svoboda. In front of the net, a deflection to the crease area. Corson was tied up. Chelios is in deep now. Back for Smith. 20 seconds left in the power play time. Chelios to Svoboda. Over to Bobby Smith. He's looking for his first goal. Doesn't get it there. And we've got an injured player here. as Randy Hillier is down, and I did not see what happened there, in traffic to the side of the net.
He got hit on the inside of the knee by that shot by Bobby Smith. Richer was trying to make sure that Hillier didn't block the shot. There's a shot of Wendell Young, and what a backup job he's done tonight. Coming in early in the first period. Talking about 3 stars, I guess it's about that time of the game. We could, I think, both goaltenders tonight, although Young has stopped 2 breakaways back when it was 1-0, one on Courtnall and one on Marc Desjardins early in the game. And here in this power play, a great save on Stéphane Richer.
So he has been the man of the moment for Pittsburgh in the Canadiens' power play time. Here's a look at that play with Richer. Oh, what a stop. Got the glove on it, deflected it wide.
Stayed on his feet, was able to get the arm on it as Richer was going top corner.
Boy, the reaction time of, I'll say, you goaltenders.
Thanks, I like that.
It just is tremendous. Moments like that. Smith. A wraparound try. In front. Young is down. Makes the save again. Oh, what a show he's putting on during this power play.
Chorsky right there, and it was Chorsky who had the best chance. But Young, with good concentration, was able to stop the rebound.
He's a hero tonight in Pittsburgh.
Bobby Smith tries a wraparound. Now watch Chorsky. Here's a sign of a good goal scorer. He's right there, but Young able to get the pads up and make the save. Watch Chorsky. He's right there, bang, and Young makes the stop.
Bobby Smith and Mats Naslund have struggled through the early going in the goal-scoring department. Mats missed a game with an injury, the game in Boston. They have just 1 between them. Face off to the right. Pittsburgh zone, and the penalty time is now over. So thanks to Wendell Young, the Penguins hold the Canadiens off the scoreboard on the power play. Walter shoots it in for Courtnall. Far side, Brown to Lemieux. Following up is Airy. A shot that bounces through, and Ottawa hands off to the rookie Sylvain Lefebvre. Quickly up to Ryan Walter, and the Canadiens come back with Gilchrist. Courtnall follows in. Lets one go. Young makes the grab. We got a whistle on the play. 8:24 left, regulation time, and these teams are locked at 1-1.
You'll be surprised who's driving Hyundai. Open your eyes, you'll get there someday. You'll be surprised by the room, the style, the zoom, the ride, the feel, the higher ideal. You'll be surprised who's driving Hyundai. Open your eyes, you'll drive one someday, and you'll be surprised.
Off the face-off, the Penguins roll the puck down the ice. Svoboda for Montreal to Naslund on the left side against Zalapski. Now Smith. And he hands it right to Hillier, who is back after being shaken up here a few moments ago. A 1-1 tie. 8 minutes left. Third period. Svoboda. Smith in the Canadian zone. Naslund on the far side. He just gets rid of it out to center ice. The all-time leader in goals scored for the Pittsburgh Penguins is Jean Pronovo. And Lemieux enters this season with an even regular season total of 300. Pronovo, in his career in Pittsburgh, scored 316. Eric Desjardins to Bobby Smith. Penguins make changes. Smith to the Pittsburgh line. Stick handling into traffic, trying to get out of traffic. Desjardins shoots it deep in the zone. Now it's Naslund. Desjardins a shot, that's wide. Lume pinches in. Jyrki Lume, and he's checked. A sprawling defensive save there by Gilbert Delorme. And the puck's out to center ice. 1-1 the score. Less than 7 minutes to play now. Third period. Zalapski having trouble keeping his balance. So does the referee, Rob Schick, and he gets knocked into the Canadiens bench. Lume with a defensive move, and he comes up with the puck to Keane on the right side. Lets it go. The rebound batted high over the net by Martin Desjardins. And the Penguins lug it out into the center ice area. Back at the Pittsburgh line. Kind of a quiet time now, John. Everybody's kind of waiting for something to happen.
The Canadiens power play, they had some chances and took that momentum away from the Penguins.
Chelios after the puck in the zone against Airy, who rolls it to the side of the Canadiens' net, and Gilchrist just elects to hold the puck there. I don't think Patrick Roy quite agreed with his decision. 6:03 left, third period.
Few consumers know that our justice system has a built-in procedure which could save you thousands in lawyers' fees.
People that are extremely diligent and careful about what they're doing can go in there and be successful from time to time.
Lawyers' fees on Marketplace Tuesday.
Behind the benches, the wheels are turning. Pat Burns and Gene Ubriaco, who will face each other again at the Montreal Forum 2 weeks tonight, and John Garrett will be there with me to bring you that one on Hockey Night in Canada. Actually, I'm welcoming, you've never done a game with me at the Forum.
No.
We've been in Edmonton and Pittsburgh, and we travel a lot, you know.
Yes, that's right.
And next week, when the New Jersey Devils are there, we'll welcome Steve Shutt to the broadcast booth on Hockey Night in Canada in Montreal. Long shot by Ryan Walter, knocked down by Young. The veteran Hilliard ahead to Airy on the left side to Lemieux against Chelios. Centering pass picked off by Walter. Chelios fell down, nudged by 66 along the way, and the puck is in the Pittsburgh zone. Brown to Lemieux. Coffey. They throw it around. Coffey a backhand, and Roy makes the save. Brown intercepts. Out to Coffey. Redirects it in front of the net. Chelios, does he get it out? Yes. And that was more like it in Pittsburgh style for the fans, I think, John, when you see Lemieux and Coffey. Brown throwing the puck around the way they did, handling it so well. Walter shoots the puck into the zone.
It's hard to believe Lemieux, his longest goalless streak has been 3 games since 1985, and here he's in danger of going 4 games without a goal.
He still has 5 minutes left, but the Canadiens with a steal offside. Corson and Richer. And the whistle stops the play with 4 minutes and 55 seconds left in this third period.
Season after season after season, long-lasting, easy-to-install Styrofoam SM brand insulation. Simply your best insulation investment. The job's easy with Jan Eeks showing you how on videotape at your nearby building supply dealer. Styrofoam SM for the long run.
Play just underway in the center ice zone. Svoboda to Corson, working against Kite. And he hands it back right onto the stick of Dan Quinn, who has scored the Pittsburgh goal in this game. And there's Quinn with speed on the right side. In with Stevens, there's stop. Johnson follows up with a shot that's deflected in front of the net. And Shane Corson for the Canadiens tries to send Richer away in behind the defense, but the pass was blocked. Kite. Far side, McBain. Next Winnipeg connection trying to connect, but they don't. Lume is knocked down by Stevens. And Bobby Smith takes over for Montreal. Smith, right side. Good moves. A shot misses the net. Lume to Smith behind the net. And the Penguins come up with it. Gillen on the far side. The puck is dumped out to center ice. 3:43 left, third period. Desjardins to Smith. Smith in. Chorsky is knocked off stride. Loose puck picked up by Gillen, who swings around Naslund. And the Penguins bring it to the Canadian zone. Troy Loney with a shot around the backboards. Bork is there. Players jam behind the Montreal net. Penguins come up with it. Pass back off the mark, intended for Gilbert Delorme. And it's all the way back into the Pittsburgh zone.
Good shift for Bobby Smith. He didn't miss the net by much. If they need a leader, he's the kind of guy I'm sure they'd look to score a big goal. Although, as you said, Dick, he has struggled early in this season.
Lemieux misses that pass at center ice. And the Penguins are called for icing, and we now have just under 3 minutes left to play in this 1-1 tie.
Canadians don't look tired. They played last night. They're playing their same sound defensive game. But you would think at this time in the game, they played overtime last night, traveled from New Jersey, got in late.
10 to 2 in the morning when arrived at the hotel. If you want an exact time on it, John.
10 to 2, and here they're back at it again tonight with the possibility of overtime again.
It's the only time the Canadians play in Pittsburgh, so it's a hello and goodbye to Pittsburgh for them this season, unless these teams happen to get together in the conference final. The Penguins twice in Montreal, 2 weeks from tonight, and then later in the season on the 24th of February. And the fans get into it again. Gilchrist against Lemieux on the faceoff. Lefebvre couldn't keep the puck in at the line. Here's Lemieux. Working with McBain and Airy. McBain, a shot hit the outside of the net. Fans react in that case. Gilchrist to Chelios. Montreal comes back. Chelios stick handles it to the front of the net. Gilchrist knocked it down, but into the corner. Bob Airy. And he gets rid of it, but there's no icing on the play. And the Penguins make changes. Far side for Walter. Missed Gilchrist with that pass, and the Penguins bring it back. Stevens on the right wing. In front, here's a chance for Gillen, and it was blocked by Chelios. Bounces at the side. The Canadiens goaltender, Patrick Roy, hangs on. Close call there. Canadians misfired on the pass on the far boards, John, and the Penguins came right back and had a good scoring chance.
Bounced off one of the Canadian skates and went right to Randy Gillen in the slot. Here's a pass that hits the Canadian stick right to Gillen. He takes the shot. Now Brown has a whack at it in the air. Would have been interesting had he touched that, whether the referee would have called it a high stick. It was very close. Patrick Waugh was able to cover up. There's a shot by Gillen. Now watch Brown. Takes a swipe at it. Strike three. He missed it. Patrick Waugh is able to cover up.
2:09 remaining, third period. Overtime looming now, I guess we could say. And the face-offs in the Montreal end. Ryan Walter, who's in this position a lot for the Canadians, John, and key moments on key face-offs, as announcers like to call them, will take it against the Penguins' Randy Gillen. Shot off the glass. Kept in by Kite. Walter for Montreal. Ahead for Svoboda. Less than 2 minutes to play as he lets a long shot go. And Young makes the save. Puck kept in by Keane. Canadians have a rookie line out here. Well, not Keane, but two rookies with Mike Keane. Stevens moving in. Checked by Ludwig. Svoboda misses Keane on the pass. It deflects off Kite and goes inside the line. Johnson. And they're a little cautious here right now, John. Gilchrist, a long drive off the glass. Courtnall quickly into the zone for Montreal, and his shot to the side of the net is handled easily by Young. Kite ahead to Airy. 1:12 left. Number 12 hits the line with 66, but he's checked on the play by Courtnall. Coffey. Pass at the far side. And we're into the last minute of play. 57 seconds left as Courtnall comes up to the blue line. Into Gilchrist. Play broken up neatly at the defense by Coffey. To Mario Lemieux. On the stick handle. A drop pass. They don't get a shot away. Cleared by Chelios. Gilchrist comes back for Montreal to the Pittsburgh zone. Ooh, what a save by Young. We welcome those of you who have been watching the game from Toronto between the Maple Leafs and the Winnipeg Jets. I'm Nick Irvin, along with John Garrett and Chris Cuthbert here in Pittsburgh. We have just seen Wendell Young, the goaltender for the Penguins, make a great glove grab off Ryan Walter. And it seems even better when you look at the clock and find that there's 32 seconds left in the third period in a 1-1 tie. John, for our new viewers, perhaps just a quick recap of the hockey game.
Tom Barrasso started this game for the Pittsburgh Penguins, got hurt. His hand just bruised. Wendell Young came in, has played exceptionally well. Patrick Waugh had a shutout going to the third period. But the Penguins' power play made it 1 for 3 here in the third period. Mario Lemieux hadn't been doing much. Set up a perfect play to Dan Quinn, and we're even.
32 seconds left, face-off in the Pittsburgh zone. The Canadians went into overtime last night in New Jersey and beat the Devils on a goal by Stéphane Lebeau. They're close to having another overtime tonight here in Pittsburgh. Off the face-off, the Penguins clear the puck down the ice. Icing is waved off. Bill Bourque, he can skate. He got down there quickly for Pittsburgh, but Chelios, who's played quite a game tonight for Montreal, hands it to Richer. Richer was in alone on Young earlier in this period, and Young made the save. Richer tries to barge through the defense, can't make it. Puck is back out to center ice and flipped into the Penguin zone, and we are going to have overtime here in Pittsburgh. As the clock ticks down, the buzzer sounds, and the scoreboard still reads 1-1. Well, the Penguins came back. Both goals tonight on power plays. It was Corson for Montreal at 50 seconds in the second period. Quinn for Pittsburgh at 4:41 in the third.
Since he was 15, Mario Lemieux has skated 11,000 miles and scored over 600 goals. But he's always used one aftershave.
Cool, refreshing Aquavol.
There's something about an Aquavol for men.
People who work on your brakes at Midas are trained brake specialists. You'll get quality brake service at a great price. And all Midas brake pads and shoes are guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Nobody tops the Top Guns. Nobody.
Penguins had one game in overtime earlier this year and ended up in a 4-4 deadlock with the New Jersey Devils. And it was the Canadians and the Devils last night at the Meadowlands, and the Canadians won the game. So I think with a goaltender beside me in the booth, you must be kind of pleased with the work of your co-members of the Goaltenders Union. I understand you still pay your dues, John.
Yes, that's I get the magazine that comes out monthly. Every shot. Wendell Young at 35 again tonight. Here's the tying goal. Mario Lemieux, who has done very little tonight, takes the pass. Now watch Patrick Waugh. He thinks Lemieux's going to shoot it. So does Chelios. So does Desjardins. There's Dan Quinn. Quinn takes a nice pass from Lemieux. Empty net. Coffey lugged the puck up to Brown. Coffey won't get an assist. He started the rush. There's to Lemieux. Everybody thinks the shot's coming, and Dan Quinn is all by himself. Patrick Waugh played the shot. Sometimes you guess right, sometimes you guess wrong. If he hadn't gone for the shot, Lemieux shot it, there's no way Patrick Waugh would have been there. So I think it was 6 of one, half dozen of another.
Waugh has now played through 4 complete games, regulation time, and has allowed 5 goals against, John, in those 4 games. So he's picking up where he left off last year when he won the Vezina Trophy. So we welcome the Toronto-Winnipeg viewers again as we are set here in Pittsburgh for a 5-minute overtime period. First goal wins it. Richer stopped up at center ice, and Quinn feeds it into the Canadian zone. Canadians outshot the Penguins 35-31 in the regulation. And it's back in Montreal territory again for Chelios behind his own net. Pass to rookie Martin Desjardins. He dumps the puck in. He's out there in place of Stéphane Lebeau on this line. Lebeau is on the bench. You wonder if he's maybe hurt. Svoboda. And it's Ludwig. It's a sellout crowd here in Pittsburgh. 16,015. Kind of quiet now. Fed in front. Desjardins was tied up trying to reach the pass from Shane Corson. The Penguins ahead for Lemieux. Stick handles to the line. The big guy turns. Feeds it in front of the net. Redirected by Erie, and that didn't miss by much. Lemieux putting on a bit of a show right there. And here he is again centering the puck. And it's knocked away from in front by Ludwig. Penguins keep it in. Erie not quite, however. Tried to. Canadians play it down the right side. Russ Courtnall. That's a shot goal that's high off the glass over on the far side for Zarley Zalapski, who almost had it stolen by Brent Gilchrist. Zalapski to Hillier. Randy Hillier for Pittsburgh. Back to Zalapski. They played through a minute and a half of overtime. 1-1 the score. Puck in the zone. Here's Lemieux. Moving in. A pass. Hillier moved up on the play. The Penguins win the game 2-1.
That's an amazing play by Mario Lemieux. He took the pass behind his back and brought it up to himself before he threw a backhand pass to Hillier. Now, I was going to say Lemieux hadn't done much all night. Here in the third period, in the overtime, he's the key again, and the Penguins win. Here, watch him take it behind his back, up to his stick. What a play. And the backhand pass to Hillier, the wide open net, no chance for Patrick Waugh.
That's the first time the Canadians have been beaten in regular season overtime in, 13 games now. They went through 11 last year and didn't lose. One last night, but they lose here. And kind of an unlikely scorer. Randy Hillier's a defensive defenseman, John. You don't see him up that close that often, but right place, right time was the story with him there.
The Canadians got caught without Chris Chelios against Lemieux. They had to change the lines, so the Chelios got out there. They were disorganized, and the defenseman jumped up into the play.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are tonight's three stars. Tonight's third star, the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mario Lemieux.
Where are we going?